Welcome back, paper crafting friends. Today I'm going to go over some of the progress that I've made in my December daily album. I think I have showed these in previous videos, so I'm going to go super quick and get to where we left off. So I left off here, and since then I've created 3 more. I'm trying to do like 3 a week. That's kind of my goal, 3 to 4 a week. So I made this one about, this is like a typical week in the life almost format in December. So a lot of random things happened this week and I wanted to document them. Again, just grabbed photos from my camera roll of funny little memories. So some of them had to do with cooking. So I got HelloFresh, this meal in a box type of thing that gives you recipes. And one of the recipes was a cheeseburger with the snowman mashed potatoes. And this was my attempt, and this was really, really funny because the photo, let me see if I can bring this up so you can see, the photo is this perfectly shaped snowman, and ours looked like poop emojis with little toothpaste ticks sticking out of them. So I wanted to remember that, and Nico cooking with me, and we had them all lined up on the table. Not specifically like a Christmas memory, but in the Christmas season. And I love this shot in the kitchen with the Christmas tree in the background. It was super, super cold that week, and the dog is always, you can always find Lucy wrapped up in somebody's blanket, never her own blanket, just the human's blanket, because that's what she prefers. And this week I had also ordered all this IKEA cubicle unit that I put up against the wall. It goes almost to the ceiling in my room because I was running out of room and I needed storage for all the kits that I put together myself. And so those were the 3 main memories from the week. To decorate, I just used things, I picked a color scheme. My photos are pretty colorless other than the gold and the panko of my poop emoji. Um, so I went with like a gold color and red, and then I just went into my kits that I have in these trays, and I grabbed a lot of things in those colors. So red and gold are things that I love, and that's what I used. The bold title is The Grateful, stamped in black. That's Carrie Bradford. The whole stamp set has words. Some are Christmas words, and then some are a little more generic, like The Grateful. And I love those. I love that bold impact. I love that I don't have to pull out my letter stickers, that I can just use the stamp and be done with it. It takes like 2 seconds rather than, lining up all the alphabet stickers that I have. And then right underneath, this is from Paper Person Shop from this year. They have an entire sheet of tiny little text, long sayings that are perfect for underlining things like this, taking up space too, because my space here was pretty wide and Grateful wasn't quite big enough for it. And then 3 little diamond shapes, also from Carrie Bradford. Oh my gosh, by golly is also by Carrie Bradford. And then here in this little cluster, we have a tag and a little chipboard house. And then I just added this. I didn't have a stamp that was this tiny, or I just didn't want to go find one. So I did a little bit of journaling there, cooking, crafting, and cozy season. I added this. This is a leftover piece from a different project, a piece of vellum with gold stamping that is Christmas themed. And I punched this out with a mini cinch so that the holes lined up, and then added it to my book. And then I did this one. This is sort of like my favorite scene in the house is of our family room. This is my favorite area. So the story is about rounding the stairs and seeing this every single time and how happy it makes me and how perfect it looks, but also pointing out that my pillow, which says joyful on it, was upside down, probably for the whole season, because I think even the Christmas morning pictures have the pillow upside down. So my little imperfect, nothing is perfect, right? My little imperfect detail to the story. So I added that in the words. And then to create the page, this one has a ton. The original notebook page, let me see if I can find one. really quick. It looks something like this one. It's a grid. Actually, it has even more boxes, but I ignored a lot of that. So I wanted to use a large photo at the top and my only photo. And then the bottom, I just added a bunch of different things. So I used it as a guide. So this box, I used chipboard sticker. In this box, I overlaid the ballerina, even though she's larger than the small box, that's okay. Here, there are 3 boxes. I used a strip of patterned paper and then a little memories in vellum as a subtitle. And then here, I went with the traditional use of the 2 boxes and did my journaling here. Again, here I stayed within all the boxes. I followed the rules. There are no rules. And then on this side, I'm showing you that there are no rules, that if the picture that you have doesn't fit in a million tiny little boxes, that's okay. You can still use the notebook. You can still use that one large 4x6. I think this is bigger than 4x6. It's probably like 5.5 by 4.5 maybe. I trimmed it. I know I trimmed the sides, and this was a 4x6. No, I'm sorry. It was a 5x7 that I trimmed down. And then the Believe, again, I'm using these titles. You see this over and over and over again. I'm using them in all my projects this year. And then I glued these tiny little snowflakes on the top just to give it movement and break up some of that gold. And then the last page that I did this week is about puzzles, and I love Christmas puzzles. I will make these at the kitchen table, put our kitchen tree on, some nice Christmas carols in the background, and it's like almost a meditation for me. This was my favorite puzzle calendar from this year. There were 12 in this box. I love these, and these were my favorite 4. This is just a shot of my kitchen table is right here. This is where I sit in my view. I didn't get the puzzle in there, but I do like that this is kind of what I look like. And I think this year there was a Christmas tree here and I didn't get that either. A picture of me, not from here, but probably what I look like when I'm making my puzzles. I have my glasses on and I'm always all bundled up. Not with a coat, but definitely a big fuzzy sweater. I used the center. The center has a very light grid printed on the background. So I used this for all of my decoration and part of my story. So this here is a rub-on from Paper Person Shop from last year, as are these 2 pieces. The Love and Joy is a stamp set by Paper Person Shop from this year, and Puzzle in Progress. I love that stamp set. And then the letter M is an alphabet sticker. I just needed something to bring over the red. So red, red, red. Just something different. I use a lot of initials and I like starting my paragraphs with bold letters, especially red. So here's the story. And then in this spot, it was looking very flat, which is fine for a notebook. But sometimes I like to add a little bit of dimension. So I had these little white puffy stickers from a sheet and I added them and they look kind of like snowflakes. The idea came from this puzzle. If you look at it, the tree and the whole scene look like little white dots floating down. So I tried to mimic that here. And then on the bottom, Music on Repeat, also Paper Person Shop from this year. This comes with a lot of different beautiful images, beautiful sayings, and very different Christmas themed stamps Paper Person Shop came out with this year that I really love. This one also Paper Person Shop. I feel like I keep saying that and the alliteration is killing me, but anyway. And a little bit more story about where the puzzle came from and how long they stayed on the kitchen table annoying everyone. Because I wanted to keep them out because I thought they were so cute. I love the way this one turned out. I thought this one was going to be my favorite, but I think this one wins because it's so bright and colorful. Again, I did a 7x10 blowout huge photo. I printed at home and used the mini cinch to put it in my book. All right, So last page for this week. This will be number 4. I'm going to move from puzzles to books. I always have a bunch of Christmas books on hand to read during this season, so I want to document that. These are from last year. Let me go to my kits and pull some reading things and Christmas things, and I'll show you how I make a mini kit, and I'll show you the process on how I'm going to decorate this one. Okay, let's get started with the making. So I have slipped a book under here just so that it gives me a nice flat place, raised place to stamp on. On the right side, I just put a piece of paper just to cut down on the visual clutter. And now I've gone through my things, and this is the mini kit that I have picked out to work on this spread with. So the first thing that I choose is my themed elements. So reading books. I love this washi tape, so I definitely want to use that. We'll see how it goes. Actually, I shouldn't say I definitely want to. Only the stamp is where I'm going to start, and the stamp is a definite. I pulled out some reading themed Paper Person Shop rub-ons that I've had for a while. I think some of these are from this year and last year. So she always has books, and I love that. And as you can see, I've cut it up and kind of have tried to like staple it to the backing and try to keep it together. I always choose some words, 2 things that are dimensional. So I use these brads a lot. They're flat and sticky. And I love how tiny these are from crepe paper. We'll see if that works. And then always lots of bits and pieces of pattern paper, tags, little tags, die cuts. These little squares are perfect for the squares in the notebook. This is an old kit from Studio Calico from last year. It might be on super sale this year if they have any of this left. I know that they're clearancing out a lot of their scrapbooking items. So if I find it, I will link it below. All right, so limited things, limited die cuts, limited little embellishments, only 1 washi tape, even though I think I have like 4 book washi tapes, but this one matches this, so hopefully it'll work. And then this is going to be my anchoring element, which is the stamp set. I love the stamp set. This was from this year, I think. Yeah, it is. So the bookcase and the season's readings, that's where I'm going to start, because those are the first 2 things that I'm like, oh, I love this. This for the size, because this is going to fit really nicely. Let me just move this over. This is going to fit really nicely in this grid. So there's a lot of really great stamps that fit really nicely, and some that don't, and I don't care if it doesn't fit perfectly within the rectangle. I'm still going to use it. As a matter of fact, this is where I'm going to start. I think I'm going to start right here, right in the center, and I'm going to put my bold title down, because I think once you start with a nice bold title, it's easier at least for me to work around that. So I like black ink. I do like colored inks, but they're a little trickier to make them work, I think. So let me start with black. I always start with black, and then let's work from there and see what happens. Like, that's a little wider. So I'm just gonna center it, and I'm gonna go with it. And I'm not gonna worry that, oh, it's overlapping. That's okay, we'll make it work. So I'll need something here. So I'm sure one of the die cuts or something that I have in this little pile here works, but I'm going to continue with the stamping. So the second one that I love is this little bookcase, and that fits perfectly. I think I'm going to do it on both sides. I only have 4 photos this time. If I had more photos, I'd be good, but I only have 4 photos because that's all I took. So yeah, I think a double bookcase, that looks pretty cool. Yep, that is what I'm going to do. And I try to make decisions really quickly with these. This is exactly how I have created all the other pages that you see. in the notebook while watching my Christmas movies sometimes. So let's see if I get a good image. If not, this is an easy one. That's okay. So I'll show you. That's easy to fix. Just take your black marker and you go over the lines that are missing. All right, that was pretty easy to do. That happens sometimes. Like I said, I started to use a black pen that actually ran out of ink, so I had to grab another one, and I grabbed a Micron Pigma with a 0.03 nib. Now let's see. I want to do it. Really, I should use a ruler to get it exactly, but I'm too lazy to go get my ruler right now, so I'm just gonna put it down. All right, let me see if I can get a better. Ah, perfect. Probably not perfectly straight, but it's good enough. Then I'll have to figure out some words or something to put down here. But next I'm going to go through some of these book images to see what fits here. I like that. That's cute. I really like that. Can it really be that easy that the first thing I picked? Although, this is a little short, and then I'm gonna need something else here. So I might save that. That one takes up the whole spot, and see how bold it is? This little small is getting a little bit lost, and then I'm gonna have to add yet another thing on top. This is easier. Yes, easier, bold punch of color. I love that. All right, that is a winner. Now I have two little staples there. There we go. That looks so good. I love that. All right, next, I think that goes perfectly. Yes, big books in the same color scheme, little books. So I am going to do this washi tape right down here. Nice punch of color and pattern. I think I'm going to leave these two spots for my journaling. I think I'm going to go do that next, but let me see if I can fit some other things. So we have Holly Jolly. I have this cute little calendar. I have to from. So this is a good idea if you don't like to do a lot of journaling, or you just want to handwrite your journaling right under here. You don't have a lot to say. I know that I am really wordy, but you don't have to do that in a notebook or any of your scrapbook projects, really. Use as many or little as words as you like. So this is filled up, but I have story. I want to do story here. So I think that I am going to do that. I'm going to somehow use that, and I think I'm going to break up my story, put story here and then here. Let me go do my journaling, and then I'll come back. All right, the journaling is done. Let me start getting this down. So I'm going to put my journaling down first. This is transparent label paper. That's how I do that. I always get a lot of questions. And now I will stick my die cut down because I know you know, how long or how much space I have here. Still have to fill that in. That kind of bugs me that the to from is blank. So maybe I'll handwrite it, or I'll use stickers or stamps or something needs to go there. And then let me grab my other journaling spot. Ah, perfect. All right, so we have a lot of black going on. Let me see if I can use these tiny little stickers to add something here. I like these bows. I can do it at the top, but it's pretty close to the top, I think. Should I do them down here? Sure. And then I think I'm going to do some kind of long word sticker there. So I think maybe as toppers to the word stickers. Let's see what words do we have here. So I have two choices. I have colorful, very colorful words, all these little strips, and then I have plain white. I think I'm gonna go with the plain white just because I like what some of these say. Just for you, two just for you. Wait a minute, I just see how I switch around. This is perfect for there. Two just for you from Santa's Elves. Cute. And then I'll use, what can I use on the bottom here? I like Magic in the Air. And happiest. Merry everything. Yeah, merry everything is cute. All right. So let's see, what else can I do? Lots of color here, lots of color here. I think I'm gonna fill in some of this. Let me grab my pencils, markers or pencils. I think I'm going to go with colored pencils here. That's cute. Okay, I like that. All right, what do we do next? So we have some texture, we have words. I think the one thing I haven't used, I think I'm just going to add this. And I think that looks really good. It's very clean, nice design, has nice bold pops of color. I love these. Maybe I'll do the tree. Yeah, I can go crazy starting to color all these things in. But you know what? I think that adds just the right little bit of something. Yep. All right. So don't be surprised if you know, flip through later on, you come back and it's like, oh, as you see, oh, look, the whole little thing is colored in because this is just too much fun. All right. Okay. I'm going to leave it alone. That's it. Know when to walk away. All right. So this was a lot of fun. This is my Dash notebook, one of my favorite projects from this season. Check out the shop because I have a bunch of new travel themed and general Dash scrapbook notebooks available in the shop. And I will go over those in a different video. Thanks so much for joining me. I hope you're having a magical December daily season. Thank you so much always for watching. I will see you next week. I will be doing, the next video is the December daily junk journal, and then I'll do one more of these before putting this project away for the season. All right, take care.